exhibition about space photography is being hosted in Tel Aviv's port. The exhibit is part of a space week now running for the third year in a row. This week is dedicated to exposing the Israeli public to the wondrous and mysterious images of space.
Oh, this is a very nice exhibition. It combines art and space, and it holds different sources for such an exhibition. First of all, we had a competition on our site, open to the public, the Israeli public, and we got wonderful pictures. The other one is of one of the astronauts that spent few months in the space station. He took about 15,000 photos while he was in space. And the last one is our collaboration of Bezalel, which we picked up about 30 students. And you can see here the vision of an art photographer when he looked at space.
Photography students from the renowned Bezalel Academy of Art collaborated with scientists and explored the distant and the unknown.
This project wants to show the link between technology, science, and art. Now, the link between the two is quite obvious, because if we consider the first camera, it was a science project, it was not an art project. Even if today we consider photography in our academy most of all as a tool of art, but I think that we can agree that at the same time it's a technology development.
The young photographers were inspired by tours in space facilities in Israel and were assisted by Google Earth and other such tools. Some of the students' photos are a product inspired by space and not a precise image of space itself.
We visited all those science centers that are dealing with the space, and at the same time we tried to make observations of the Hubble satellite, to think about satellites, to think about space, and to create according to those terms, not necessarily as a document of those places only, but also with the inspiration of those new terms that we are not really familiar with them.
Some photos, it's hard to say whether it comes from space or no. For example, they took some picture from the floor of the clean rooms of integration in IAI. If you take the pictures very close, it looks like stars. Also, to take pictures already taken from space and to do zooming in and look at different points which suddenly are there, but you didn't pay attention in advance. This is nice. Even if I'm an engineer, I enjoy it.
Ilan Ramon was Israel's first astronaut who was killed in the Columbia Space Shuttle. He will be honored during this week as well.
The last week of January, and as a matter of fact, the last day is the memorial of Ilan Ramon. Now it's 11 years ago, and every year we do a kind of a conference which is under his name. And around this conference, we decided to bring space to the community in order to outreach space. What does it mean? What we're doing in space, and to bring those guys to put more attention to study space, to study science, and maybe there will be the next Ilan Ramon or the next scientist.
And as to whether Israel would be able to send another astronaut to space.
This was a dream. It ended in such a tragedy. And we are keeping dreaming all the time to make it happen again. It takes time, but we are aiming to this direction.
For JN1, I'm Sivan Raviv, Tel Aviv.